Anyways, have you guys speaking of I guess of tone deaf, have you guys seen what's going on with Kanye West? How that situation has spiraled and escalated?
I haven't seen it, but he's such a popular man, so
Jesus, Jesus,
you
Jesus.
get you get you get the spark notes every now and then, even if you try to, you know,
Do
not
you know
keep you to the streets.
do you know who Alex Jones is?
Yeah.
So he was on Alex Jones' show, right? He's on the show, and Alex Jones, maybe we should pull up the clip instead. Let me see if I can find the clip.
Of Kanye going a little too brazy.
Yeah, what he started saying. Oh man, let me see if I can find this specific clip so that we can show it. Or should I just say what he said?
I mean,
What do you think, Ray?
do both. My man's Kanye was like, "I like Hitler." How do you
Did
say
he
some shit
say,
like that, bro?
I think he said I like Hitler over the commercial break. I think he says I love Hitler originally. Oh my god. And it's funny because Alex Jones looks like the sane one. Alex Jones is trying to like get him to pedal back, and he's not having it.
Bro, relax, chill.
He's not having it. He's not having
Chill.
it. Let me see if I can find the shit. Where is it? Where is it? Let's see if I can find the clip of him saying. I keep finding people talking about it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find an actual clip of it and I can send it to you. Just want to see because I know someone clipped it. There has to be.
Bro, I saw a post about it like just now on Facebook.
Exactly. I know someone clipped it, but I want to find one without nobody talking.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're gonna talk
Yeah.
about this clip, and it'll be them next to
I might have found it.
that
Let me
shit.
see.
I fucking hate that shit. I hate that shit like with a passion, bro.
Well, let me mute myself.
Passion. But while he looks for that, what do you think about the man Kanye, EJ? What do you think's going on with him?
I don't know, man. He's having a meltdown. I feel like 4 hours, and people just keep fueling him.
Yeah, I really think he
Uh,
needs he needs to he needs to step out of the limelight and relax. And bro, people are definitely using this as a way to get what they wanted from him. Like people
yeah.
people have wanted him out of certain like spaces for a while, and now they're just like perfect, and they're like trying to like see he's crazy. This is why we're trying to get rid of him. And it's like no, y'all just didn't want him here, and you've found the perfect scapegoat, really.
hmm
So it's weird. It's weird because people really like believe the hype too. They
What do you
really
think?
do.
You guys don't think he might that he might be touching on some truth, even sprinkled among his more outrageous claims?
Bro, I'm not even talking about what Kanye is saying. I'm just talking about the way that like people have started to move against him. Really, like
Okay.
not
Okay.
everyone who is moving against him is doing it because of what he is saying.
They're just happy to finally have the
Yeah,
opportunity, like you said.
absolutely. They're just like, yes, this is the perfect moment right
Yeah,
now,
they've been calling him problematic for years, like way before this. So
bro. That's how he became famous. That is literally how he became famous, right?
yeah.
Like he became famous because he was that problematic asshole. Um, he really blew up after he told Taylor Swift to shut the fuck up. On that live stream, not that live stream. What was it? That award show where she's like, "Yeah, Beyonce got Beyonce got shafted for this award," which no one wanted to talk about how Beyonce got shafted for that award. They were just talking about how fucking Kanye was crazy. Beyonce did get shafted. It was true.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift deserved to win that shit.
Yeah.
But no one wants to talk about it. It was just about how rude Kanye was.
Yeah. I mean, it's like he specifically says during the interview, right? He says he's tired of like kind of demonizing someone for everything, even if they have some good contributions. So I guess his point was Hitler. Yeah, because he said I see good things about Hitler. So I guess his point is there were some things Hitler did that that he likes, that he agrees with, I guess. And I mean, I remember I've made this point before that a great man. I think I said this to. I think I've said it to Eric. I think I've said it to many people. A great man isn't necessarily a good man, right? So a great man can have an indelible impact on the world and move things like in a certain direction, or even move things forward without being a good person. Like often in the face of progress, there's a lot of tragedy that occurs. Like a lot of really bad shit happens before things settle back to equilibrium. You get what I'm saying?
No,
Like
you're
that
fucking talking about,
acceleration.
bro. I think you capping, bro.
That
Capping.
is
No, nah, I know what you mean. Like
yeah,
if you look at the bigger picture, it's like, yo, that person sucked. But if they
yeah,
didn't do what they did, we wouldn't have a lot of the goods that we have.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like even if you take the atom bombs, right? Sure, it sucks that it happened, but nuclear science led to a lot of good things, a lot of good breakthroughs in the scientific field because of developing the atom bomb. You know,
All
like
right, but think about it this way, right? The way that those things were invented, right? It wasn't that they were like the idea for the bomb wasn't first, right? Like they
yeah,
were
yeah,
not first.
I know.
But because only money that would have been given to them to do any research was because it was for war.
War,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's just like,
What?
damn, like I was gonna do some good, but no one cares about me doing any good.
Yeah. So yeah, my point is like I understand his point that like sometimes you can look at someone and maybe think they did some bad stuff, but also think there's some good qualities and good things that they managed to accomplish. I do get that idea. Um, I'm not going to go at length about Hitler himself, but
Yeah, right. Like I'm not gonna be like, actually, if you really look at it, we should be thanking the man. Like I'm not gonna do any of that.
but I understand. I understand his sentiment, what he means, and I mean,
Look, overall, I think that man Kanye needs to he needs to step out the limelight. He needs to sit down and relax. But to a certain extent, I feel like he can't because like there's all these people coming at him and trying to take his money, right? And I don't mean like rob him. I mean like just like stop him from being profitable, bro. Like they don't want him to have any sort of influence, right? So they're going to demonize him like crazy. Um, a lot of people he should not be around are feeding into this manic episode of his right now.
yeah, they're blaming. Do you know who Tucker Carlson
I
is?
don't give a fuck who it is, but
He's a
there are
Fox
groups of
News.
people who are just
Tucker Carlson.
leeching off him right
You
now.
know, so Tucker Carlson was a Fox News commentator, and he was the guy who kind of first had like Kanye on, and Kanye really sat there and kind of outlined his beliefs. And they're kind of blaming Tucker for starting this whole thing, like snowballing it. Even though I don't know how the fuck you can blame him for just sitting down and interviewing the guy. Like I don't know what the fuck. Like he was saying some outrageous stuff that did align with a lot of Tucker Carlson's conservative views.
Mm-hmm.
But he wanted to find out if there was any substance. It's like, yeah. So like, what? How can you blame? Kanye was saying the shit before he ended up with Tucker Carlson's show. So it's like, whatever. I don't know, man. People are weird. They try to find a way to point fingers at somebody in every situation.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna sit here and blame another person for any of the things that Kanye is saying, but they are definitely feeding off of it. You know, they're just
Yeah,
like, yeah, let's get. It's like they're
yeah.
trying to make him say some more outrageous shit.
Yeah, the leftists and the conservatives, they're doing the same thing. They're
Yep.
both trying to feed off of him. Both
Yeah.
trying to feed the flame for as long as they can get it.
Yep. Cause like if and honestly, everyone who is sitting here talking about how sad they are for Kanye and how disappointed they are, you're not doing any better, bro. You're not doing
No.
any better because
Yeah, these same
you're letting them win every time you like tune in to watch what crazy shit Kanye is saying. Just so you're like, damn, I'm never listening to another Kanye album again. I'm not even gonna listen to Graduation no more. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut
and
the
it's
fuck
like
up.
the annoying part, right? They'll sit there and demonize him for saying this, crazy shit. But when all these certain other celebrities would say equally insane things, nobody went out and like was like, I can't believe this guy said that crazy shit he said. Like some of these celebrities would say insane shit, but in support of democratic policies. Like look at Olivia Wilde,
I don't know
some
what that
that
is.
actor, I forgot her name. She said all
Yeah,
that
her
shit.
name come up in headlines. What's going on with her? She got
She
caught up
said
or something?
something. Basically, she had a movie, it came out, it flopped, and then she started talking about how it's the fault of these incel boys, and she kind of just started getting into manhood and biting into men as like insecure man children, what they've been doing for years. No one ever gets pissed about that. About no one gets pissed about famous people saying shit like that, like making fun of men and demonizing them and putting men down. But well, now I'm gonna get into my pro-black headspace, right? I'm gonna put my Hotep hat on here. A black man can never truly express himself. He's not allowed to. So the moment he starts actually saying shit that doesn't go with the status quo, they get really, really fucking mad. And you're not gonna get as punished. You're not gonna get punished more worse than by your own people. I remember even a recent I've been preach video, they touched on something that I thought about this before, and then they brought it up and remember it. They were saying like about how in like these red pill spaces or whatever, or even just in the entertainment, like the YouTube space or whatever, in general, how like these black men or black women or whatever will come and disrespect you hardcore, but they don't be acting the same way with white ones. Like they act chill and calm with
Oh
white
yeah,
people.
I think I just saw that video because this guy was talking
Yeah,
about how he got smoke for them, and he's
yeah,
like, "They wouldn't do that shit if we weren't black."
yeah. So like that's the thing. It's like his big mistake is being is being black while saying this. Like they're gonna really get into him. Like you should know better and all that bullshit. But yeah, man. I mean, because like they're missing the point, really. I mean, they're not missing the point like based on their own. Like I'm not trying to say their brains or anything. Like not anything about them specifically. But they're missing the point because one, Kanye isn't communicating the point effectively. Like he kind of rambles a lot.
He does. Like
But
when he was saying slavery sounded like a choice, he didn't mean that they stayed there and like it was like a choice. Like he didn't mean it that exact way. But you know, that's the other thing. People are just clipping shit. And like they're not gonna watch the whole thing, you know?
yeah, like I mean when he said like when he talks about the whole, the weird fact that the Jewish people control so much of the media and all this other stuff, these are things that I think are worthy of attention and
Also,
worthy of.
he said that, and other celebrities were like agreeing. They're like, "Yo, he's not wrong." He's
Yeah,
like,
not
"Yeah, there are a lot of."
this has been a well-known thing for
Yeah.
years. You just bring mainstream attention to it. Like there are plenty of graphs showing this. Like one of the graphs he showed was one that has been circulated for a while, just showing like all the yeah. But like people are really missing the point because like a lot of Jewish people, right? They will say something like, I remember this Jewish girl the other day. One of my friends started mentioning Kanye West, and she got very angry because he was like, "Oh, I like Kanye West. I like him. I think what he's saying." He was kind of joking. He was kind of memeing. Well, that guy doesn't. He has a very weird brain. Like his brain seems to have like butterflies in there. So like he'll hop
Butterflies
from
in his brain.
thought to thought. I don't think he has any actual thoughts. I don't think he has any. But I don't even think it's because he's dumb. I just think he takes too many drugs. I think that's why his brain moves like that. Like I'm telling you, you'll have a conversation with him, and it's just like he just starts hopping from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing. It's like a pinball in the head. But anyways, he was agreeing with Kanye, right? But he was memeing because nothing he says can truly be taken beyond surface value. And she lost her shit and she goes, "Yeah, I don't understand the idea that Jewish people control everything because I'm Jewish and I don't control everything." And it's like that. How does like that doesn't defeat the argument? The argument is not that every Jewish person in the world is part of a secret cabal and they fucking have Jewish telepathy and they sit there.
Jewish telepathy,
Yeah.
bro, what the fuck?
The idea is that it's just weird that so much power is concentrated in a select group of Jewish people, and it's like it's just kind of bizarre
It's
that
not
so
bizarre.
many
It
people
makes
that the
sense.
Jewish are overrepresented. Yeah, I
It
mean,
makes sense, bro.
don't say that.
No, what I'm
You'll
saying is just like you gonna put on for your niggas, bro.
true.
That's all I mean.
Yeah, if you really go down the rabbit hole, it starts to make even more sense. But I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah,
You, the viewer, are free to go down that rabbit hole,
you can do
but I'm
whatever
not
you
going.
want.
Yeah, but yeah,
All I'm
man, it's
saying
just.
is you put on for your niggas, and they did that.
Yeah. There was a Hispanic guy talking about that. He made a video and he was saying about how, like, when you're looking at talking, this is meant for black people. And he was saying, when you look at the Spanish guy in your neighborhood and you wondering how he got that car, how he got blah, blah. And then he was like, it's because we help each other. We help each other and we blah, blah, blah. Right.
And he's not wrong.
Yeah, the black people in the comments got really angry. And they're like, oh, I never think that. What this goofy ass nigga talking about? That's what they were saying.
I know that's a fucking lie, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, we had that same thought when we were in high school when every 2 seconds these Hispanic kids, they were just like jumping from job to job to job, and you're like, yo, bro, they don't even hire like high schoolers. How y'all getting all these jobs, bro?
Tell me I've not been making that argument since I was literally a kid. Like, I've been making the argument that they help each other.
They do. Like they help themselves get jobs, bro. Like if their boy is a manager at that McDonald's, bro, everyone's kids is getting a job at that McDonald's, bro. Everyone.
And that's some real, man.
Everyone's, bro. Like, oh, my friend, he got the manager at the McDonald's. His kid's the manager at McDonald's. Every kid that I got can be working at the McDonald's. Every kid that you got can work at the McDonald's. But say, look, it's just a fact of life, bro. Like, if there's a black person who's a manager at the McDonald's, they're not putting on for nobody, bro.
Nope.
Because they're like, damn, what if you suck? You gonna make me look bad. And it's like, nigga,
it's not even just that. It's not even just what if you suck. It's like they have
they're better than me. They don't take my job.
Yes. They have this fear. It's like a crab in the barrel mentality that they don't want to help each other. And honestly, I think it's by design. I think the crab in the barrel mentality is put into us on purpose. I think they constantly want us at war with each other because they know what they're doing. That's just my personal opinion.
Bro, that's why I was kind of tired of Black Panther, because it was just black people and Mexicans fighting each other. And I was like, yo, for what?
That kind of shit. This is what I meant about the propaganda. This is what I meant about the propaganda. They do these things on purpose. These movies are not just movies. These movies are products that are meant to push certain ideas onto you. I'm telling you, when you start to watch these movies, you start to notice weird things that don't need to be in the movie. You're just like, why is this here? Like, this is weird, right? Does anyone else notice? Like, why is that a plot element in this movie? I don't understand.
It was the main plot. The Mexicans were just like, yo, black people, we should rise up against the white man. The black people were like, yo, wait, chill. Like, we don't gotta like fight them. Like, we can work together to do other things. He's like, no. If you're not fighting them, I'm fighting you. And it's like,
notice the convenient timing. Notice the convenient timing of that, because you have a larger influx of immigrants, Hispanic immigrants coming into this country. It grows and grows and grows. They're going to be like 50% of the population soon. And right around now, when that's starting to become like a hot button issue people are talking about, they make a movie with Mexicans fighting black people. How interesting. How interesting, right? It just get, I don't know, man.
Man, we
times.
sound like conspiracy theorists now. We gonna get all the wrong types of people.
I am literally a conspiracy theorist. It's okay. I'm not ashamed of admitting it. But
I'm ashamed of you.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's like we had that conversation where I think you were telling me that, like, I think you said to me that one of my best traits is my skepticism, but it's also one of my worst traits because I'm too skeptical. Yeah. Like, I'm so fucking skeptical. Something could be exactly what I believe, but I'm sitting there wondering why I'm being told this at this moment. I started to realize the first time I think I started to question there have been many times I questioned my sanity, actually. But one of the more recent moments of me questioning my sanity was when we were talking to a certain individual. You guys know who this individual is. And he would say things that made me start to believe he works for the government. Remember that?
This man is an op.
I was like, he works for the government. I was like, there's no way. There's no way.
Bro, he has to be.
Yeah, I was dead serious. I was like, at first it was a joke. The first time I thought it to myself, I was like, oh, I wonder if he was this.
Started thinking about it, he's like, actually, you started putting things together that don't gotta be there.
I mean, I don't know, but yeah, like I thought about that recently. I thought about it recently, and I was like, maybe sometimes my brain. But I do believe those kinds of people exist, and Kanye himself.
I mean, bro, I was actually watching a video where it was just some scammer thing, right? But like they were like, yeah, we hire some people to go like work for these scammers, and they just feed us all this information. I was like, if this random 2 guys can just have plants anywhere, the government can have plants everywhere, bro.
And if the Russian government had these fucking sleeper agents living here for like a decade or some shit, or even longer. And then the government was watching them, so they knew what they were doing. But then they finally got arrested and like exposed, and they were living. They had normal lives, walking around, working with you. You sitting there with the nigga in the office, making coffee with him. He talking to you in English. You think he's a normal guy. This motherfucker was sent by the Ivans to spy on us. You know, it's like what the fuck?
KGB the whole time.
Yeah, the KGB didn't exist at that time, but
Bro.
Yes,
History lesson.
Yeah,
Bro,
but yeah, sort of.
I was like, I would say that as a joke, but then you find out.
History is written by the victors, so it's like
true.
you can't trust what you read in those fucking books sometimes. But what I was gonna say is Kanye, some people believe that he is glowing. That's what they call it. When you work for the Alphabet Boys, they say you're glowing. They'll say he's a glowy. So they think maybe Kanye is like saying all this stuff for a reason. Yeah. Because like one of the things they believe happens is so there will be people. Alex Jones has been accused of this too, as well. But basically, there will be people who are meant to either make the idea look crazy and stupid, so people will think, "Oh, that's crazy and stupid. Why would you believe that?" So they hire somebody to jump around like a clown and make the conspiracy look ridiculous. And the other theory is that sometimes this person will be meant to draw certain people out, and then they can be captured and identified and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like even the January 6th thing, people think that's the whole reason that happened it was a false flag event and meant to draw people out and that kind of stuff, which I think is very likely. I do not think that thing was real.
Is that date when that thing happened? The big thing?
Oh, not January 6th. It wasn't January 6th. I'm thinking of Mr. Robot, but it was January, but another time, another day in that year. Yeah, when they went to the White House. Because that shit was goofy as fuck. Like there's no real.
Like, I was just like, yo, is this real? Is this really happening? For real? Like that ass?
Yeah. But man. Yeah. But do you think so? You guys think there's an element of mental health in this situation? You think
Kanye's been crazy?
Yeah.
Kanye's been crazy, bro. Like honestly.
No, but specifically here. Because one of the arguments is that after his mom broke down, his mom
passed years ago. But
yeah, what they're saying
that was a clear decline in his
that was the start. That was the start of it, though. Like you can see it affecting his music too.
Yeah, because it wasn't even just his mom. Like he was broken when his granny died too.
Yeah, and relationship issues too.
That shit can't.
Yeah. Kanye's had problems with relationships, his family. Man's almost died.
The car accident.
Yeah,
you're talking about. Yeah,
that shit can definitely send you spiraling because I remember when my grandmother died. It did fuck me up for a little bit. Like it didn't. It's weird because in the moment I was sad, but it didn't fuck me up that much. But it was the subsequent days and weeks and months after where something happened. Like my brain broke a little bit for a little bit. Like the first time it ever happened. And I think it's because I was under a lot of pressure. I was like doing a lot of stuff back then, trying very hard to work and get things done. So I was like stressed a lot. And I remember one day something fucking insane happened. Like this is some shit you hear about in movies and you see in shows and hear in books. You don't think it happens in real life. Saw this old lady and it was my fucking grandmother. I saw her. She looked just like her. I broke down. Like I didn't cry or anything, but I stopped and like froze. Kind of went white, like it's froze. I like froze in place, started like losing my shit. Like I literally panicked when I saw her, and then it blinked and it wasn't her, and then I started calming back down. And I was like, holy shit! And then that one fucking moment, boom! This weird wellspring of anger and all sorts of repressed emotions just appeared out of nowhere, and I was pissed all the time. And I got my relationship with my mom got really bad because. Like when she died, right? All of them started fighting over her stuff, and like that left a lot of distaste and anger in me. So I would say to my mom,
the lady's not even buried yet, and y'all here arguing over the fucking material shit. Yeah, that would have got me hot too, bro.
Like in my mom's defense, she was doing it out of like nobility. Like she wasn't trying to she was trying to stop the other people, but like in my anger and my my depressive episodes, I did not care, and I said they were all just a bunch of vultures fighting over her corpse. As I used to say this to my mom all the time. I remember one time my mom cried because I said something like that, and she got very affected by me saying,
That's just a hard statement. And
"Yeah,
bro,
yeah,
death affects people in many ways, and a lot of times you don't even realize what the fuck's going
yeah,
on.
yeah." I didn't know, had no idea, because yeah. But then after it did, like a lot of respect for her as I learned more and more about her, my grandmother. So yeah, it's not. I guess it's not that unbelievable that maybe his mom dying really fucked him up, and probably like we said, it just echoed out. Subsequent days, it just got worse and worse and worse in years.
And like I believe he also does have other mental issues, like from just jump. Like he's had other mental issues. I'm not saying like this is an excuse or anything. Like he gets a pass, but I'm just saying like it's kind of gross to watch people just like feed off that.
I mean, one of the things that I think, and I was talking to someone at work about this actually. Actually, funny thing. Oh, should I say this? No, whatever. Someone at work, I was telling them about what he said, and they, it was crazy what they said. It reminded me of Ref, our boy Ref. When the first night I met him, what he said to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said to them what he said, and they're like, I think he's right. Like, I think he kind of has a point. I didn't expect this person to say it. I was like, oh. I was like, okay. And they were like, oh, because they're like, yeah, because she was like it's like I think the power that he had, like the things like she was saying from the same thing I said, that great men don't have to be good. But she was saying in a different way. Like she was like, what he was able to accomplish. She said that's what she admired, but she didn't mean it like she thinks it's good. It's like when you admire a powerful flame, you're not like, wow, that flame is such a good person. You're just like, wow, that flame is fucking
Yeah.
powerful.
But to interject on that, it's like obviously you can say that about the whole thing about great men. What was it? Great men don't have to be good people, but it's like why even take a moment to compliment somebody that like
Well,
their evils outweigh anything that
well, take Baki, right? Yujiro is an evil motherfucker, but he's powerful as fuck, and you just gotta acknowledge that he's powerful as fuck, right? Like it would be stupid to be like that nigga Yujiro, fuck that nigga. Like you're looking at the
but
motherfucker.
but it's insensitive it's insensitive to the people that he hurt. You
See,
know, like
I
you're
think the confusion is like what you said is like you're giving them flowers. It's like I'm not.
You're
I'm not
not.
giving
You're
them
just
flowers. I'm just like
acknowledging their
I see what
obvious.
happened. Like
Yeah,
and this is what happened. Like this is a factual thing. Like if they
yeah.
did not do this, this would not have happened. And this thing that did happen was for the benefit of everyone.
yeah. Even
Did
if
the
you don't
thing
want
that
to.
they do was bad? Yes, absolutely.
Yes. That's one thing you get. That's one side. Yeah, exactly what I was saying earlier. But also, you can also just objectively note that this person has like a force of will or force of power or something. Like I said, it's specifically like the Yujiro Hanma thing. Like
Yeah.
motherfucker is powerful as fuck. You see him do something crazy and powerful. Yeah, he's a fucking asshole and he's a monster, but he is powerful as fuck. Like you just like so, and when it's something so shocking to you, you can't keep that shit in. You're just like, what the fuck, you know? It's like, and you got these people who are able to do these strange things and fucking no matter how evil it is, it fascinates us. Like, look at all these serial killers having documentaries and shit. Like, unfortunately, it fascinates people. It doesn't matter what the person, as long as what they did was prolific. It does not matter if it was good or evil. It will still fascinate people. You know what I'm saying? Because we're just
Yeah,
fascinated with
I
that.
mean, they're constantly we've been known to do that, make documentaries and give uh these evil figures more attention throughout the years,
Exactly.
despite the heinous crimes that they committed. So,
Nature.
in a way, it feels like we're as humans drawn to that, like something
Yeah.
about them, like you said, that this fascinating quality, even though we're completely aware of all the damage they caused and
Yeah.
how they've been more of a threat or worse for society than better for it.
But it's also
So
like you these are things you should know about, right? Like you should
Yeah.
know of the methods that this person did and like so you
Definitely.
can avoid it, right?
yeah,
Like the reason you tell people about how you got scammed is so they know not to get scammed the same way,
Yeah.
right? But at the
good
same
point.
time, when I do tell people about how I got scammed, like say I got scammed, it gives scammers an opportunity to realize, huh, that method doesn't work anymore. I gotta do
That
something
means their
else.
tactic.
So like either way, like people are going to profit it from both
Yeah.
bad and good. And like
Another,
not
yeah.
only one more thing is even just because these things happened and they were bad doesn't mean we should just forget about them. Like we have to learn about them. This is just part of the history, right? So that's that part of it as well. So
Yeah,
that's just what it
another
is.
great example of that is like the whole serial killer in a van thing. Like once that started to get attention, that a guy driving a big ass van like that is probably weird if he doesn't work for like a contracted company or something. Now you probably should not, like, if you see a motherfucker in a big ass van and he clearly just has that van, it's probably for not good reasons. Like like people start like, because back in the 1960s, people were like not as careful as we've become, and that would lead to a lot of these murders happening. Like Ted Bundy would catch people in ways that he could never do now. Like it just wouldn't work in modern times. Like someone would be like, "What the fuck? Nah, I
Well,
ain't."
and then think about it like
All right.
and like new technologies and like practices get happen all the time. Like Uber murders came out of nowhere, and like no one really thought about it. It's like, maybe I should protect myself from getting in a fucking stranger's car, huh? Like you just
Yeah,
like, but it's on the Uber app, and this, that, and the third. And it's like people found a way to like scam or like hide their like real information from the Uber app. So Bing Bong, they were just murdering people, and like, it caused Uber to have a whole bunch of other protections now.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
good things aren't necessarily the only things we can learn from.
And the other